Today I'm answering all the questions that you guys sent me on YouTube, WhatsApp, and Instagram. Nothing is off limits. From whether I've cheated to my favorite sexual position and even what truly inspires me. Let's get into the video, and trust me, it's gonna get interesting from here on out. My YouTube channel is your girl Kimmy. Today we're at the So the first, I have my iPad here for all my questions written down. So if you see me looking down, that is the reason. First question, what do you do to ease your stress? Honestly, to ease my stress, I use music. I feel like dealing with my mom and her issues. She tends to argue a lot and I hate hearing noise in my ears. And since I live with her, I will just pop in my AirPods, listen to music, and that will really calm me down, and that way my stress level doesn't go up. I try not to associate myself with people that stress me out. Like, I cut off people very quickly these days. Now that I've gotten a lot older, I have cut off people very quickly. I've lost friends very quickly because I don't have time for the shenanigans, and I'm sure they don't have time for the shenanigans with me either. So yeah, my thing is to get rid of people that you feel are bringing stress into your life. I try to disconnect a lot from a lot of conversations that I do have with my boyfriend as well. When things tend to get a little stressful and hard, I just walk away. Either I walk away, I turn off my phone, I block, and then once things have calmed down, we can continue to have a conversation. I tend to walk away, listen to music, and do things that I enjoy, distancing myself from toxic people. So the next question is, what inspires me? I don't even know. I feel like money inspires me. No, God inspires me a lot. My mom inspires me. My whole family inspires me. As much as they piss me off majority of the time, they are truly my inspiration. I feel like I'm the glue that holds my family together. Like, the third question is, what made you join YouTube? So for me, I felt like back then I have always dealt with shyness, feeling less than, anxiety, and it all stems from my thyroids, and I didn't even realize I had thyroid problems. And I just felt like I didn't have a platform to express myself. I felt like I dealt with bullying, especially when I was in secondary school. Well, not a whole lot. So I feel like the bullying I got was people just making fun of my lisp, because I talk with, you know, so yeah, I dealt with that a lot, and I felt because of that I was always so shy and always so quiet and always so reserved and always to myself, and I knew deep down that wasn't me, that wasn't Kimani. Like, I knew Kimani was always going to be a wild person, not giving a fuck about anybody and doing whatever the hell she wants to do. And I used to love watching YouTube videos back in the day, and I'm like, I can do this too, you know, I can do it. And I remember starting off YouTube, and like, I didn't want to share it with nobody. I uploaded my videos, I didn't really care, and then I started getting views, I started sharing it, people started subscribing, and my channel is where it is now. It's not a whole lot, but it is something that I am thankful for, that I have this platform, able to express myself on here, be authentically myself on here. And like I said, nobody can take this away from me. It's mine. Like, I built it, I put it all together, and it's mine. So that's what really made me start YouTube, was being able to have a platform that is just Kimani's, and Kimani makes the rules on here, and Kimani does whatever the hell she wants on here. YouTube has literally opened up a lot of doors for me. I was able to meet a whole bunch of new people, and that's really nice that I have such a community on YouTube. What keeps you moving? I would probably say, I'll put this under inspire as well. My family keeps me moving. I really want to do the best in life, so that way they are always comfortable and I am always comfortable. I have worked 3 jobs at once. I've worked multiple jobs at once just to be able to afford the lifestyle that I have for my family and myself. Right now I'm down to 1. I had 2, but I quit recently because yeah, it wasn't for me. It was a stressful situation. I remember, I'm not trying to be stressed out, so I kind of quit that job. Okay, so the next question is, how do you feel about the place you're currently at in your life? I like the place that I'm at in my life. I feel that I am truly blessed. Last year, I think I probably went on a plane probably 6 times. Maybe even more. Yeah, maybe even more. I went on a cruise, and I remember my auntie telling me that you guys are so blessed. Most persons go on their first cruise when they're in their 50s, their 40s, they save up for that. You're like in your 20s going on a cruise with your family and paying for that out of pocket. So yeah, I feel like this era that I'm in has honestly been a great era, and and people always tell me, like, Kimani, you need to realize that you're blessed. Sometimes I stress about certain things, and I try to remember, oh yes, you're truly blessed, because persons don't get to do the things that you're doing. And I mean, I'm only able to do these things because I don't really have much responsibilities in terms of I don't have no trend. I don't have to pay no bill. Well, I do pay bills, but you know what I mean. It's not a thing that is mandatory for me to be paying bills. I mean, I do buy groceries for the house, etc. I take care of my dog. My dog is technically a child because he's not cheap, and I take care of him very well. So yeah, I feel like currently in the stage that I'm at, I like it because I have come a long way from where I was how many years ago, and I'm thankful for where I'm at currently, and I'm super excited to see what else life and God has in store for me and where I'm gonna go. I am so thankful for everything that I've gotten in life, all the people that I've met, the blessings, and I'm just ready for more. I am just, you know, on a high that I just want everything that life has to offer for me, and I feel like I'm gonna get it. So yeah, I feel like I'm in a good space. I'm where I need to be right now. God has me where He wants me right now. So yeah, I'm in a good space. The next question is, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? In the next 5 years, I expect to be married with my husband, whoever that may be. Whoever that may be, in our, you know, our home. I want us to be able to have a further home. You know, I don't think kids are in the works for me. I never wanted children, but we'll get to that question, you know. That question is actually in here, but we'll get to that. Yeah, in our home with our doggies, and you maybe one business or two, and just being comfortable financially, like having enough that we are comfortable and can afford our bills, food, whatever else. I also see myself traveling around the world a little more, like getting out of the Caribbean. I felt like last year I've traveled literally in the Caribbean islands, from Antigua, St. Martin, all the way down. I think like I'm ready to go outside of the Caribbean, and that may happen this year. We'll see. I mean, it's still gonna be North America, but I want to go outside. So I want to travel a little more. I always wanted to go to Morocco, and I feel like it's gonna happen for me one day or the other. So yeah, I want to travel a little more and see what the other cultures, and meet new people, try new foods, try new things. That's what I want for myself in the next 5 years. And of course, I want to have at least in the next 5 years over 200,000 subscribers. I don't know how I'm gonna get it. I don't know how I'm gonna get it, but I'm gonna get it. So I want my channel to be booming. I want to be lit on YouTube in the next 5 years. Next question. Have you ever cheated before in a relationship? I have actually never physically cheated in a relationship. It has never been me to cheat on my partners. I feel like I am a lover girl. I've always been a lover girl, and I have never gone to the point where I am laying down with another man in a relationship with somebody. I have flirted, yes, and I have kissed a guy already, yes, whilst being in a relationship, but it was a stage where you know the inevitable is coming, and you and that person are no longer together. Like you sense it's coming, or you know that this is not the person you want to be with, or too many stresses of the relationship is happening. That's all I've done. Like I'll flirt with people, like to say start a whole new relationship with somebody else, and I'm in a relationship with you. I am quick to leave relationships and start fresh. I am not scared of starting fresh ever. I'm not scared of it. The next question is, which Caribbean island has the best carnival? Honestly, I'm gonna be biased here and say St. Lucia. I've not experienced all of the Caribbean island carnival to give you the best carnival in the world, the best Caribbean island carnival currently, but I'm gonna be biased and say St. Lucia. The little bit of islands that I've seen and gone to, honestly, St. Lucia is the best carnival. Like it's really fun. There's lots of stuff happening, and I don't know, it's just always a vibe. Like it's always turned up compared to other Caribbean islands that I've been to. I am looking to go to Dominica this next year for carnival. Fingers crossed it happens. I'm gonna know by October if I'm going or not. By October I'll know if I'm doing carnival in Dominica, but I really want to experience Dominica carnival. I feel like that would be a vibe, that would be enjoyable, but it's something something that I'll be doing like solo, so by myself, traveling by myself. So I'm a bit nervous about it, but I feel like I'm just gonna do it and just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm ready to experience it. But the best Caribbean island, hands down, St. Lucia. Next question. And how did you meet your boyfriend? We actually, I think most people know this now because I made a post on TikTok. We actually met on Tinder. I met my boyfriend on Tinder. Imagine that, guys. I was able to get a relationship out of Tinder. Who would have thought? And at the time, I was just on Tinder, just having fun. Literally not sexual fun, but just meeting people. I never expected anything to go anywhere, but it just happened that we met up, and it was just, I guess we just felt the vibe and we got into a relationship. Okay, favorite sexual position. I would say my favorite sexual position would have to be when I'm getting head. I know it's not a position, but I'm getting head. But yeah, I would say that I don't have a favorite sexual position. I feel like I like a lot of things, like for different reasons. Like I enjoy back shots because that's nice when he's in the back, but then I like missionary because, you know, it's like you're connecting because you're, you know, face to face, you know, you can get a little kisses here, a little, you know. You know, but I would say my overall, if I have to choose, my overall favorite position would have to be back shot, because, you know, you're just getting rammed continuously and it feels nice, and you know, and then feeling the balls just hitting the back of you, like that feels nice. So yeah, I would say my favorite sexual position is back shot. Next question. If you could be rich, how much money would you have and how much money would you give to charity? I want all the money in the world. I've won trillions and trillions. I don't think anybody can put a number onto how much money they want and be okay with. I mean, you could, but then you just get more expenses. So I want all the money in the world. I mean, I would give back. I give back all the time. Like I'm the kind of person, a vagrant or homeless person would ask me for food money and I'd give it to them. Like if I have, I'm giving. And I feel like a lot of them know that about me. And they'll always ask me like, oh, can you get me something to eat? Can you know, I always give. If I have, I will give. That's just how I've always been. Next question. Why did you stop doing lives while working from home? They were entertaining. I missed them. I mean, it coming from TikTok. So I used to do a lot of TikTok lives when I was working from home. And the reason I stopped was because I really wanted a US TikTok account. So I left that TikTok and I went to another account. So I have another TikTok account. I can't really go live on there, which sucks because I'm not at the 1,000. So I'm really focusing on building and growing that one. So I have been posting all of my TikToks on there. And I don't really come back on the other one. I really enjoyed it as well, but I felt a little overwhelmed with all of the questions about where I get a job, like how they want a job, they need this, to help them, whatever. I said I was gonna do an ebook on how to find online jobs. I'm still considering it, but it's like, do I really want to give up my bread, my daily bread and butter? Because the moment that is out there, everyone's gonna have it and they're just gonna flock to the sites. And when they flock to the sites, it's gonna be even harder for Kimani to get a job. Next question. What's the best thing to do in your spare time? For me, my best thing to do in my spare time is TikTok. I love scrolling for TikTok. I need my daily dose of TikTok. I love playing my games, Sims. I love watching YouTube videos. I like watching movies. I like watching series. Those are the things that I enjoy doing. Like I love to spend time with my dog, play with my dog, walk my dog. So yeah, that's what I do in my free time. Next question. Do you want a child? And that goes to the other question about why I see myself in 5 years. No, I do not want a child. I don't want a babies. It's not for me. I don't think it's for Kimani. I did not think God put me on this earth to suffer. I've always, from a kid, and anybody can ask my mom that, I've always said that God did not put me on this earth to suffer. My mother would ask me to do something, I would say, God did not put me on this earth to suffer. I ain't doing it. And I just feel like God did not do that for me. God did not want that for Kimani. God did not want me to push a baby out of my vagina, be in pain. On top of that, I already have thyroid issues, so of course I'm gonna be kind of high risk if I'm not on medication. And then on top of that, I don't want to go through, I hate pain, I hate needles. A little needle injection I get, I screaming and I dying. Follows a whole baby. And then on top of that, I have to take care of the baby. And then there's postpartum depression. After I already have anxiety, I'm gonna get postpartum depression. And then my man going to leave me because I have a big belly. And what? And then my man, after the man begged me for the child, he want to leave me for another woman and have a child for another woman. So babies are not for me, and that's the main reason why I don't want a child. I feel like I can go through life not having children. I can be the auntie. My nieces and nephews will take care of me. I feel like a lot of people use kids as their insurance plan for old age. A lot of people, a lot of children will leave you. And also, I do not want to resent my children, and I'm just being honest. Like, I feel like a lot of parents go through that, especially mothers, that, for example, their sons, they see their sons as their boyfriends, their husbands, and they start treating the person, their son's girlfriends, a different kind of way because they believe that, you know, he shouldn't be doing that for his woman. And then the mothers tend to resent the daughters because the daughters looking nice and young and their titties are up, and you know, you feel inside that with like your old titties sagging but your daughter breasts up and nice, you know. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest here, and that's something that a lot of people go through. A lot of women, a lot of men, we all go through as we get older. And honestly, I don't want to deal with it. And also, I don't want to, if I have to have a kid, I don't want my child to have to deal with hypothyroidism, because I think it's like a family thing, because my granny had it and now I have it. So what if I have a child and then now my child have to deal with what I went through on a daily basis? No, thank you. I don't want no kids. Y'all can have that. Next question. If you cheated on your partner and they suspected nothing, would you tell them knowing that there would be a risk of breaking up, or would you keep it under wraps? I'll tell my partner. I'm the kind of person, I want to know what's happening, you know. I don't care if it's gonna hurt you. And I do this now in my relationship, right? That we've had issues where I've gone out with other guys, you know, went out on dates with other guys, got other guys' numbers, and it was strictly because I felt kind of like neglected in my relationship. And not just neglected, I feel like when somebody does something to me, I have to hurt them back. So for instance, we had an argument about something, and then I had to fly into St. Vincent to see him because we were arguing, and I found out that he was on Tinder whilst I was at the airport. And y'all, the flight was already paid for and whatever, and this was the one time that I paid for the flight. Every other time he paid for flights. This was the one time I paid for the flight, and I was so infuriated. I was mad because I'm like, I'm spending my money and this nigga is on Tinder, because he's like, oh, if you love me, you'll buy the ticket this time and come to St. Vincent and see me. And I fell for that ish, and I realized that he was on Tinder talking to girls, and I was like, huh? Okay, so you know what I did? I wasn't planning to do that, but when I got in, because I'd already spent the money, the taxi driver was chatting to me. He was flirting with me, whatever. So I tell him what I was going through. We talk, whatever. He's like, I gave him my number, and turns out he's a police officer in St. Vincent. He just does taxi on his side, and he's like, oh, he really wish he could be with me right now, like go and get drinks or whatever. Like so I said, you know what? As soon as I reached in the house, my partner didn't really like, you know, come and like, oh, I'm so happy to see you, hug it. He didn't do that. I just put my bags down and I left. I put my bags down, I put my phone on do this stuff, and I left. And the man picked me up at the bottom of the hill and we went for drinks. And it's not a case where I wanted to do that, or you know, I just said fuck it, because my man is doing whatever, I'm gonna do whatever. This man wants to get me drinks, I'm gonna let him get me drinks. And then I went out with him, we had drinks, we had food, it was nice. My man kept calling me, I turned off the phone. And like I made the guy drop me at a place where I, like, if my boyfriend is outside he wouldn't see, and I came and my boyfriend was just pacing in the balcony. And then we had a big argument, and I explained to him, I told him what happened. I went out with this police officer, blah 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 blah, and this is why I did it. And there's another time where we were arguing, we were out at a club or whatever, and we were arguing for whatever reason, and I was mad, and I say, you know, I'm leaving the club at 2 in the morning. No one else drinking alcohol, right? And he's like, he and his friend was like, let us drop you home, let us walk you home, we'll walk home with you and we'll come. I'm like, no, I'm walking by myself. So they say I'm walking by myself, you know, this man actually left. Like my boyfriend and his friend left and we're back in the club. Even if I said I'm walking on my own, clearly you can say I'm drinking alcohol. So why? And clearly I'm in a foreign country that's not my country. And it's 2 in the morning. Like, you're literally gonna let me walk on the street at 2 in the morning? Even if I tell you I want to walk on the street at 2 in the morning, I feel like he should have been like, no, I'm not leaving you. Or he could have trailed behind me. Like when I start walking, trail behind me and make sure I go. Don't just leave me. So you know what I did? The owner of a restaurant, I was chatting me as well. But the only reason I saved his number was when I was speaking to him, when I was at his restaurant, I was telling him I want black pudding, and he told me there's a place that has black pudding and he can get me some black pudding. So I'm like, oh yeah, I would love to try the St. Vincent black pudding. So that's how I ended up having this man's number. So then we were close to his restaurant. I remember, oh yes, let me call him up. I called him up, he picked me up, he brought me to his restaurant, gave me whatever drinks I want, gave me food, and dropped me home. And I told my man I didn't hide that from him. I didn't keep that away from him. I explained to him like, yeah, I didn't walk the streets at 2 a.m. You really think I will walk the streets at 2 a.m. Another influencer, anybody can just pick me up and do something with me? And he like, it was a big issue of course, because he's like, what? I'm just the kind of person, do not play with me. I will play back with you and I will hurt you and I'll let you know that I'm hurting you. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat and keep nothing to myself. I'm gonna be honest about it. So when he left me at 2 a.m. in the morning, I went to get a ride. If you didn't like it, you should have walked with me. And then if you didn't like the fact that I went out for another police officer and get drinks and food, if you didn't like that, you would have not been on Tinder talking to girls, because I didn't like that. And that time I went back on Tinder as well too. I'm the kind of person, if I am cheating on my partner, I'm gonna tell them, okay? And I'm not gonna cheat because that's never been me. I'm not gonna physically have sex with somebody else, but I will do something that will hurt you. That's just how Libras are. Like, don't play for a Libra. Like, a Libra will hurt you. Don't play with us. That's what I do. And yeah, I will just, and I'm the kind of person, I will break up with you if I cheat on you. So I will not say, okay, I cheated and the relationship is going good and I know you're gonna leave me. No, I'm gonna tell you. Even if I know it's gonna cause us to break up, I'm going to tell you, because the whole point I cheated in the first place meant that something is off in the relationship, right? Something is off with me in that relationship, that I am not even ready to be in a relationship. Because if a relationship is going good and great and I'm thinking to cheat on my partner, it's something wrong with me that I should have worked on myself before I even get into the relationship. Yeah, I would obviously tell my partner if I was cheating or not. Next question. Would you prefer to know that your partner cheated on you if it was a one-time thing, or would you rather have the baggage in the relationship? And that goes into the same question again. I would want to know. I want to know. Don't lie to my face. I respect somebody way more when they come to me straight and tell me what's happening, why that happened, why they did this. I respect people like that more, and I'll quicker give somebody like that a second chance as opposed to a person that lying to my face, not telling me nothing, and I have to find out on my own. I do not like that, because I feel like we're both adults, we're not little children. Life happens, things happen, and you just come to me and you speak to me. If you love me and you care about me, you come and speak to me and tell me what's going on. Next question. Would great sex keep you in a relationship longer than is healthy or useful? Great sex will not keep me in a relationship, and bad sex would make me leave the relationship. But I'm the kind of person, again, I feel like I'm such a great partner to be with. Because if something is wrong in my relationship where I feel like I'm not getting what I want sexually, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna keep telling you until you get it. If you're not gonna get it, eventually I will leave. I will break up with you, because I feel like sex should be a pleasurable thing for both partners, for the woman and the man. And I think a lot of men forget that the woman needs her pleasure as well. So yeah, good sex will not keep me in it. If the relationship is bad, and regardless or not it's the sex is good, I'm not gonna stay, because I know there's other men out there. I can get good sex from other people, right? I know there's great sex, great head from other people. I don't have to stay in a relationship because I'm in love with a Lolo. I'm not gonna stay in a relationship because I love the penis or the head. I'm not gonna, because if so be the case, I'd stay in my last relationship. He gave Boma's head. Did I stay? No, I left. This is getting so juicy. Okay, where is your head at right now? What's your main focus? My head right now is really just saving money. One, because I feel like I've been spending a lot. And I want to do traveling this end of this year, next year, and I need money to travel. So I want to save for the rest of the months for the year. Yeah, I feel like that's my main focus, is really saving and putting things in place for the future. This year is like my last year of being 20s. Like this year in 2025 will be my last year of being in my 20s. I'm about to be in my 30s, and honestly I want to start putting things in place for that. And I also want to, like, I don't know if I should be saying that because this man is going to watch this video, but I also want to be a wife, right? I'm ready to settle down and be married, and like I feel I don't want to waste my last year of my 20s. So like I kind of let me explain. If there's like no engagement within a certain amount of time, I'm gonna leave the relationship, because I want my last year of my 20s for me to completely enjoy myself and for it to be all about Kimani, right? I want to be a whore in my last year of my 20s, and that might be a strong pill to swallow for a lot of people, but that is what I want. My last year of my 20s, I truly want to enjoy myself, and I feel like I will regret it if I'm tied down in a relationship with a boyfriend as opposed to engaged to my fiance. Like if I'm engaged to my fiance, I'm okay with that, right? If I'm engaged to my fiance, I'm okay with that. If I'm not gonna be engaged for my last year of my 20s, I'd rather just do my last year of my 20s by myself. Like leave the relationship and then we can revisit the relationship with somebody else or somebody new when I'm in my 30s. That's my main focus right now. So like I'm ready to settle down, but I don't feel like my partner is ready to settle down, and so I'm thinking that my focus is that I'm gonna leave. I don't know yet, like my timeline. I know my timeline in my head. I'm not gonna tell you all my timeline. I have my timeline in my head, but if it doesn't happen by then, I'm breaking up and going on whore, because I feel like for my last 20s I want to enjoy myself, to have so much fun, and I don't want to say like, oh, I can't do that because I'm in a relationship. You understand? I don't want to say that. I only want to say, okay, like I definitely can't do that because I have a fiance. You understand? I feel like I'll regret it if it's a case that I am not engaged by then and I stay there for boyfriend where I could have been being lit and enjoying my last year of my 40s. Question: would you date and support a man financially if he was just getting a start in life, knowing that he has potential, or would he not qualify? He would not qualify. He would not qualify. I feel like men that are not where they need to be in life, or not in a stage where they feel comfortable financially, don't need to be in relationships. You should not be focusing on pleasure or having sex when you're in that stage. You should be focusing on building something, getting to the point where you have some form of an empire, some form of finances coming in. I would not do that for a man that I'm in a relationship with. I'm not gonna build any man that I'm in a relationship with. I feel like in life you need to come prepared, come ready. If you're not ready, build yourself. I don't want to help you build. Now if it's my husband, that's something different. If I'm in a marriage and then I have to step in and support my family because something happened with my husband, then yes, by all means I'm gonna support my husband and do what I have to do to support my family with my husband. But a boyfriend? Support financially? Are you insane? I'm a woman. I'm a woman, not a man. I'm sorry, I'm not supporting no boyfriend financially. He needs to get it together. If the relationship is, if you lost your job or something happens, he needs to be on the ball trying to find something else to support himself and to support me. That's how I see it. But I'm not gonna be for a guy that is not trying to look for work, not trying to better himself, not trying to do any of those things as a boyfriend. He would not qualify. He would not. So yeah guys, those are all the questions that you guys sent to me. I know this video is extremely long. I really ranted, but yeah guys, those are the answers to the questions. I hope they were just as entertaining for you guys as they were for me. I really try to be very honest with the questions, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody here, but it is what it is. Anyway guys, I'm your girl Kimmy Kim. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Love y'all so much. Remember to like, comment, subscribe for more videos. Besos.